In the land of origin, the Changi icefield boasted an expansive territory known as the Black Sky Realm. For endless years, it was shrouded in vast black clouds. The expanse covered by these black clouds was so vast that it was almost comparable to the entire territory of second-tier nations like the Yu Kingdom and the Shai Kingdom. Luo He. Within the depths of the black clouds, a shadowy figure with wings lay hidden. This Luo, he certainly has guts. He should have guessed that there's a godly king behind the exotic beast, yet he still doesn't show me any respect, pondered the winged figure. He follows Marquis Chiyu, a newly promoted first-class marquis. The struggles among the first-class marquises of Emperor Chu's lineage are brutal. It won't be long before Luo he finds himself in trouble. I'll make my move when the opportunity is right, the figure resolved, having lived endless years and becoming increasingly cautious in its actions. To become a being at the pinnacle of the primal chaos realm, one would be able to maintain complete memories even after reincarnation. Even he was not keen on making powerful enemies without good reason. Yet, he was clear that by subtly fanning the flames at the right time, he could induce many powerful beings into dire straits. This exotic beast is one I have enslaved in secret, never revealing its existence. Now that the exotic beast has exposed its identity, I also used a secret technique to conceal the cause and effect. In the entire land of origin, only a handful could trace it back to me, mused the winged figure. Emperor Qin from Flamewind Ancient Country and the reigning Emperor Di Fu both excel in probing causality and could uncover my identity. However, the heavenly bend veins I targeted belong to the controlled territory of Emperor Chu's lineage. Emperor Chu would not stoop to asking Emperor Qing or Emperor Di Fu for help over such a trivial theft. The winged figure was once a guest official of Primal Chaos Realm from Flamewind Ancient Country, and during that era, it even reached the level of transcendence of Primal Chaos Realm. After becoming a godly king, its strength naturally grew much deeper, which is why it left Flamewind Ancient Country. Many godly kings establish their own nations or factions, believing they have the strength to stand tall in this world. The difficulty of obliterating them is incredibly high. The mountain-sitting guest of the past also thought he was more than capable of self-protection, enough to deal with most dangers in the land of origin. He never expected the master of the Shai Kingdom to be so unbridled and reckless. Flamewind Ancient Country and Thunder Ancient Country occupy the core territories of the whole land of origin, monopolizing nearly all treasures. What does it amount to if I take away just a bit? After all, they are the precious rarities nurtured by heaven and earth, the winged figure thought. The other exotic beasts have not been exposed yet. The winged figure melded into the black clouds. These boundless black clouds were where his true form resided. The entire Black Sky Realm, blanketed by the black clouds, was teeming with countless cultivators, countless exotic beasts, and whenever a Primal Chaos Realm exotic beast was born, it would be quietly enslaved by him. He would then send them to the two great ancient countries to steal various heavenly and earthly rarities. At Chu capital, Marquis Mansion of Chiyu, Brother Chiyu, Luo Feng relayed the details of his mission. Upon hearing, Emperor Chiyu frowned slightly. This Primal Chaos Realm exotic beast isn't recorded in our intelligence. It must have been nurtured not long ago and was captured and enslaved while still freshly born. I have no idea who its master is behind the scenes. Whoever dares to dispatch an exotic beast to steal heavenly and earthly rarities from Flamewind Ancient Country is either strong enough to not fear investigation from Emperor Chu's lineage, or is one of the strong individuals within the Imperial clan. Emperor Chu was well aware that the most frequent thieves of various treasures were the many marquises within the Imperial clan. The marquises were fiercely competitive, and when they couldn't secure enough resources through competition, they began to harbor improper thoughts. Having traced the detailed identity of this exotic beast, your mission is already a success, Emperor Chu said with a smile. As for the rest, there's no need to concern yourself further. Whether the exotic beast is backed by a marquis of the Imperial clan or some ancient existence, it's not your place to intervene. Luo Feng nodded. After the exotic beast died, it had no weapon secret treasures, only some heavenly bend stone essence. With that, a wave of his hand. Several pieces of heavenly bend stone essence as tall as half a person, along with a pile of heavenly bend stone essence grains. A total of 23 pieces of heavenly bend stone essence and some fragments, Luo Feng reported. That exotic beast was probably required to periodically hand over some of the stolen Heavenly Ben stone essence to its master. Marquis Chiyu glanced and said, 23 pieces and some, valued at more than 23,000 merit points. Keep it. The spoils of war from carrying out a mission are yours to claim. Luo Feng nodded and put it away. Merit points in Flamewind Ancient Country were highly valued, and cosmic sand couldn't be exchanged for merit points. From what Luo Feng knew, a complete piece of Heavenly Ben stone essence would need 1,000 merit points to exchange, but to purchase one from the outside world would cost nearly 300 million cosmic sand, a price that fluctuated because it was rare for anyone to be willing to sell Heavenly Ben stone essence. By the way, I've made some inquiries about the Primal Chaos layer creature materials at the perfect level that you need. Emperor Chiyu said, our Flamewind Ancient Country should have 7 of them. 6 of them are with the Godly King, and 1 is with Marquis Wu Wang. Marquis Wu Wang is of the Emperor Wu lineage, and has a very poor relationship with our Emperor Chu's lineage. Even I will need to spend quite some effort to acquire these Primal Chaos layer creature materials. It will probably take a considerably long time to get my hands on them. Emperor Chiyu also found it challenging. If they can't be obtained, then so be it. There's no need to force it, Luo Feng said. As the 8 Tribulations life form, First Calamity had no record of the transformation method. Luo Feng needed to constantly refine the transformation method himself. Now that Luo Feng had made considerable progress in terms of life spirituality, he also realized that the life structures of the Primal Chaos layer creatures he had captured were still too simple, with relatively low potential. To deduce more mystical life structures from scratch was exceedingly difficult. Naturally, Luo Feng hoped to obtain more perfect Primal Chaos layer creatures to study their life composition. But looking at it now, it seemed quite difficult even for Emperor Chiyu to acquire them. We'll take it slowly, Emperor Chiyu said with a laugh. I haven't been a top-class Marquis for long, and as I get to know more friends over time, there will be ways. If there are 7 perfect Primal Chaos layer creatures in my Flamewind Ancient Country, I refuse to believe that I can't acquire just their materials. Emperor Chiyu was well aware that the 30 eras after becoming a Primal Chaos Realm cultivator was a protected period with no mandatory tasks, giving him sufficient time to grow. Once the protected period ended, he would have to face the same competitive environment as the other 6 top-class Marquises, and he would need the help of guest official Luo He. Time passed, and it had been more than 3 years since Luo Feng arrived in Qi capital. He devoted himself to comprehending the inheritance of the 8 Tribulations life form First Calamity. The inheritance was vast like a sea of smoke. Luo Feng absorbed knowledge and continuously tried to perfect the transformation method. In an elegant pavilion, Marquis Chiyu sat opposite a woman dressed in crimson armor. Marquis Chiyu, rest assured, as long as the North Sea Beast Forest is under my management, I will definitely procure the materials from the Primal Chaos layer creature of perfect layer that you need, the woman in red armor said with a brilliant smile, brimming with confidence. I, of course, trust the vow of the Lianyu City Lord, Marquis Chiyu said with a smile. Soon, the Lianyu City Lord should receive the appointment. The woman in red armor and Marquis Chiyu chatted idle as they drank. A moment later, the woman in red armor revealed a look of joy as she had received a task from the Imperial clan to take charge of the North Sea Beast Forest for 10,000 eras. She did not hesitate to immediately accept the task. Marquis Chiyu truly keeps his word. The woman in red armor stood up promptly. I'll go to seek my father's help right away. Within 3 days, I will surely bring the materials you need. Marquis Chiyu stood up. Thank you for the trouble, Lianyu City Lord. In addition to the Imperial clan's godly kings, the Flamewind Ancient Country also had some guest elder godly kings. These guest elder godly kings were fully integrated into the Flamewind Ancient Country and even granted fiefs, with their descendants thriving there as well. The father of this Lianyu City Lord was the Heaven Capital King, who had been granted a fief by the Flamewind Ancient Country. The Flamewind Ancient Country did not hold ordinary godly kings in high regard, and those ordinary godly kings didn't qualify to be granted fiefs in the Flamewind Ancient Country. This Heaven Capital King was a direct disciple of the primogenitor Yan Feng and addressed emperors as his brothers, making him a formidable figure. The Lianyu City Lord was the only one among the many children of the Heaven Capital King to reach the Primal Chaos realm. However, the governance of the flame-wined ancient country was overseen by 13 emperors, with the first-class marquises taking charge. The guest elder godly kings had no right to intervene. Searching the entire primal chaos layer to capture ancient beings of perfect primal chaos layer creatures is either the task of emperors or of beings at the heaven capital king's level. Marquis Chiyu also felt it was not easy. Having planned up to this day, my efforts have finally come to fruition. The promise of the Lianyu City Lord was something Marquis Chiyu believed in. Huyu? Marquis Chiyu, with his followers in tow, exited the pavilion, including to cultivators of the primal chaos realm. The flame-wined ancient country had some generally weak cultivators of the primal chaos realm, who tried every means to get close to first-class marquises in hopes of seeking opportunities. Emperor Chiyu? A fierce voice rang out. Marquis Chiyu's expression changed slightly as he turned to look. He saw two figures approaching with a group of followers in tow. Emperor Chiyu, regarding the task of the North Sea Beast Forest. Both Marquis Chuji and I sought your assistance. You have given neither of us face. A hideous figure covered in black fur said, his eyes flashing with thunder. I guessed you were aiding the Lianyu City Lord, and it turns out I was right. For the past 3+ eras, I have been yielding on task distributions, but this North Sea Beast Forest mission is critical to me, Emperor Chiyu stated. I cannot yield any longer. You've gotten bolder. The figure, with black fur, chuckled strangely, an aura of murder washing over, causing Emperor Chiyu's heart to skip a beat. Among the 7 first-class marquises, this Marquis Chiyuan was a madman. With bloodlines from both the Flame-Wind and Thunder Imperial clans, Marquis Chiyuan suffered many hardships in his youth, which twisted and exacerbated his violent nature. Marquis Chiyuan would only get along well with Marquis Chuji, who had a similar temperament. When you're weak, you should stick to deeds that match your strength, the burly figure beside him said to Emperor Chiyu. You even think you're worthy of taking on an emperor-level task? We first-class marquises have equal status, Emperor Chiyu replied with an equally unpleasant expression. I've let go of past emperor-level tasks, not receiving even once. This North Sea Beast Forest mission. Because I have never received one before, I naturally have priority. The ugly black-furred figure shouted in anger. We already told you to yield it to us, and you still dare to compete. Bang! A terrifying force hit Emperor Chiyu's body, also affecting the followers beside him. Even the 2 cultivators of Primal Chaos Realm at his side felt a terrifying presence sweeping towards them. The formation of the House of Pleasure immediately emerged as Emperor Chiyu was blasted back, crashing into the formation, with the 2 Primal Chaos Realm cultivators also slamming into the formation, making a thunderous noise that attracted many guests' attention. As for Emperor Chiyu's ordinary entourage, they were already reduced to ashes. Oops, I accidentally killed a few of your followers, the ugly black-furred figure cackled. Guess I'll be fined a few thousand merit points. Ha ha ha, fine by me. This is a warning, he said. Next time, I won't be so gentle. The ugly black-furred figure turned and walked away. Marquis Chuji beside him also looked indifferently at Emperor Chiyu, saying, Emperor Chiyu, you know Marquis Chiyuan's temper. Behave yourself, and you'll suffer less. Otherwise, even I can't stop him. With that, Marquis Chuji left as well. The expressions of Emperor Chiyu and the 2 Primal Chaos Realm cultivators at his side were unsightly. My lord, are we just going to endure this? A cultivator with several tentacles who couldn't help himself said. Let's go back, Emperor Chiyu said coldly, turning to leave. The many guests of this pleasure place also had quite some status, but seeing the conflict between 3 first-class marquises, none dared to watch for long. 2 days later, Emperor Chiyu arrived at Luo Feng's cave mansion. Brother Chiyu, Luo Feng came out to meet him. I have finally not let down Brother Luo. His expectations. Emperor Chiyu laughed heartily. After plotting for 3 years, I finally obtained the materials from the perfect layer of primal chaos layer creatures. As he spoke, Emperor Chiyu took out a jade box and opened it. Inside the jade box was a yellow feather that radiated a strange luster, almost like a precious gem.